Hello, greetings
Hello.
everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Daniel Pineda.
My name's Adele Quo.
And who's your friend?
Greenzilla is
Greenzilla.
back.
We've settled on Greenzilla now.
It's Greenzilla.
That's it.
Greenzilla.
That's
We're done.
it. It's over.
All the entries are in.
You got a T-Rex on your shoulder.
Yeah.
whatever
I have
it is,
something
a
on my
T-Rex.
shoulder.
This is our, our just barely post-Valentine's Day show for 2018. Hard to believe.
Going
Here we
fast.
are rolling through the second Burr month, February. I guess that's kind of close of 2018. And this is our show, so stick around. We've got all kinds of good stuff for you. News and Community Bulletin Board, and Adele Quo is here with another installment of
It's easy being green. See, she
I
forgot.
almost got her
She
off.
forgot her lines.
She almost forgot her line. That's rare here.
You
on
must
this-
not have
on
tea
this show.
tonight.
CBB, our Community Bulletin Board, as I mentioned, with lots of good local information. Denise, our theater reviewer, talking about 4,380 nights
Wow.
on this week's show. Our News for Seniors segment, and then a little look at what Opera Nova has been up to lately. And that's our show. But before we begin, a social media reminder from Senor Pineda.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan. Well, you can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News, and you guessed it, the number 1. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News, and we can't forget the radio.
The radio, and we are on WERA 96.7 LPFM. Check it out. We're on the air and in your ear. Well, in light of the fact that the teleprompter seems to have, see, it's black out there, so I'll read it right off the hard copy. How do you like that? Oh, I need my News for Seniors glasses, and we'll get right to it. Here we go. The first of our news items. Well, the 2018 decal competition for your cars, those stickers that go in your cars, has a winner, and it's a student at Bishop O'Connell High School here in Arlington. 17-year-old Skylar Workmaster submitted the winning image, a soft pastel drawing of the Arlington skyline as seen from across the Potomac River. She'll receive first prize award of $750. Not bad. So congratulations. We offer to Ms. Workmaster, who is at Bishop O'Connell. Way to go. Daniel.
It's a winner.
It's a winner.
Wow. Congratulations. Absolutely. Well, the Arlington County Transit Advisory Committee is planning to increase the frequency of bus trips along the Columbia Pike Corridor this summer. At the same time, the 11 existing routes will be reduced to 6 main routes. In addition, transit station improvements are planned along the implementation of off-vehicle fare collection. Additional phases are planned and updates will be provided when available. Craig.
And Daniel, also in our news items, firefighters were summoned this past Saturday to what was described as a heavy fire in the Wilson Shopping Center at Seven Corners. The fire was put out about 8:05 p.m. and luckily, we report that there were no injuries in that fire. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Daniel.
Well, the Virginia Department of Transportation has announced a series of lane closures along the I-66 corridor, which would continue throughout the month of March. And closures are associated with survey work in preparation for a widening of the eastbound lanes. And closures will be a single lane scheduled between the Beltway and Fairfax Drive. The closure times will be from 9:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. each night.
All right, so heads up on those I-66 closures. I know that will affect quite a few folks commuting in every day. A lot
going
for work. Okay. We'll be back with our CBB Community Bulletin Board file right after we hear from Dale Cole in another installment of
It's Easy Being Green.
Twice now.
Excellent.
A little better the second time.
Greenzilla, woo!
We've been practicing.
Wow.
Here's
My
Adele.
name's Adele Quo. Welcome back to another It's Easy Being Green with my mascot, Joe Tree Frog here. February is a great time to plan your garden and get it ready for spring. Joe Tree Frog wants you to know Northern Virginia Soil and Water Conservation District, that's NVSWCD. They hold a native seedling sale each and every year. NVSWCD announced the 2018 seedling packages in January, and the 2 seedling packages are now available to order online from February 1st to April 11th at www.fairfaxcounty.gov/soil-water-conservation/native-seedling-sale. That should show up on your screen, but in case you didn't catch that, just Google the Northern Virginia Soil Water Conservation District. Now, you can pick up your orders on Friday, April 20th or Saturday, April 21st. Don't forget to bring a bucket or a plastic bag to take your seedlings home. And back by popular demand, this year's theme features Northern Virginia shrubs and trees that are tolerant of deer browse. The native shrub and small tree package includes 10 seedlings for $16.95. You'll receive 2 seedlings each of the following: fragrant fall flowering witch hazel. You'll get 2 unusual fall indigo bush, and another 2 artistic 4-season serviceberry, and another 2 showy scarlet red to purple stem silky dogwood. That's great for shady, wet spots. And finally, 2 spicy scented spring flowering spice bush that are also tolerant of those shady, wet conditions. The tree seedling package features 6 seedlings for only $11.95. That's 2 flowering eastern redbuds, 2 pawpaws, and 2 shortleaf pines. All of these seedlings are suited for planting in the Washington, D.C. area. Adding these native plants to your landscape helps to clean our water and air, also prevent soil erosion, and provide valuable habitat, and finally, add beauty and resilience to your surroundings. This annual seedling sale is one of the best low-cost plant sales for Northern Virginia residents to add these native trees and shrubs to the yard. The seedlings are first and second year bare root trees and shrubs, which means they are small and come without soil. Each package of 6 to 10 seedlings bundled together are typically 1 to 3 feet long and 4 to 6 inches wide. When planted and cared for properly, they grow into lovely landscape specimens faster than you can think. Each year, the Native Seedling Sale provides thousands of trees and shrubs to Northern Virginia homeowners, homeowners associations, and any other organizations interested in local conservation efforts to help restore our tree canopy, reduce stormwater runoff, and to protect our urban streams. All proceeds go to support educational programs and other outreach activities. So remember, it's easy being green, adding native seedling trees and shrubs to your yard or community today.
Good idea.
Yes.
Always nice, good to plant a tree or
Absolutely,
a shrub or a
or a couple of
like
them.
that. Yeah,
Those packages are a really great deal.
That is a pretty good deal. Lots of seeds you get in there for,
That's
you know,
right.
15, 20 bucks, something
Well,
like
$12
that.
and you get 6 tree
12,
seedlings.
one of them was
Oh,
only
okay.
12.
Yes.
Not bad. Thanks, Adele.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. Here we go as promised now. Our news for seniors. No, that's a couple of segments down. This is our CPB file. I'll get it straight in a minute here. The glasses don't seem to be helping a bit. Calling all writers, well, fiction writers, that is. Anyway, there's a new informal gathering of writers who meet once a week for communal writing and support. It grew out of the National Novel Writing Month event from last year. It's held every Wednesday evening, and the next meeting takes place coming up on February 21 from 5 to 8 p.m. at The Connection in Crystal City. They're located at 2100 Crystal Drive here in Arlington. So if you're a would-be writer or a writer of any kind, check it out. Daniel.
Check it out, Craig.
Check it out.
Well, Craig, it's time for part 4 of the Nutrition for Real Life series, which shows you how to take good care of yourself, well, in real-world conditions. The event is all about eating out. Join registered nutritionist Tori William to learn how to enjoy yourself at Arlington's local restaurants while still maintaining healthy nutrition. It all takes place on Tuesday, February the 20th from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. at Lee Community and Senior Center and Park. That is located at 5722 Lee Highway, and you guessed it, Arlington, Virginia.
All right, Daniel, and also in CBB, the next event is called Creative Coffee, but it's actually about arts and crafts. The coffee is just an aid to socializing in a relaxed atmosphere. This is coming up next week, all about linking. Bring your own favorite art materials, sketchbook, and a cup of coffee for exploration of ink wash techniques. Adults and mature high schoolers are welcome. It takes place on Friday, February 23rd from 11 till noon at the Connection in Crystal City at 2100 Crystal Drive here in Arlington. Daniel.
What's your definition of mature high schoolers?
Don't ask a high schooler. I'm not sure.
Well, Craig, Frank Herman Martin writes original songs that are both authentic and a bit mysterious. He was a winner of the 2016-17 Artists and Scholars Project grant. Frank has performed at the Folk Alliance International Conference and at various locations throughout Maryland, D.C., and Northern Virginia. Come and hear him perform. That's on Saturday, February the 24th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Columbia Pike Branch Library. That is located at 816 South Walter Reed Drive, Arlington, Virginia. Craig.
All right, and we'll be back with News for Seniors. Don't go away. News for Seniors coming up right after we hear from Denise Pringle and her spin on 4,380 nights. Here's Denise.
As part of the 2018 Women's Voices Theater Festival, Signature Theater presents 4,380 Nights, written by D.C. playwright Annalisa Diaz and directed by Kathleen Ackerley. For 12 years, or 4,380 nights, Malik Saeed has been held without charges by the U.S. government at Guantanamo Bay Detention Center because he is suspected of being a terrorist. We meet the character played by Ahmad Kamal in his orange prison jumpsuit and chains positioned in front of a backdrop of hanging chains. He tries again and again to convince someone of his innocence, but only Michael John Casey as lawyer Bud Abramson, doing pro bono work, seems to believe him. The years wear on, and Saeed becomes more and more depressed and indignant at how slowly Abramson's attempts at justice progress. When Abramson is not visiting, Saeed is demeaned, tortured, force-fed, even sexually abused by his guard, Luke Harrison, played by Rex Darty. These scenes are brutal and cringeworthy, and they leave the audience hoping that our American justice system would not stoop so low to treat political prisoners in this manner. This modern story is juxtaposed with one in which Kamal plays Saeed's ancestor during the time of France's colonization of Algiers. An unnamed woman played by Lynette Ratham acts as a storyteller who narrates the story of the ancestor aiding the French in suppressing an uprising that left 1,200 men, women, and children burned to death in a mountain hideaway. In another plotline, a man played by Casey asks the same woman to tell him the story of a man with a plastic face. It's about this time that the play becomes confusing. I'm sure these subplots were added to give the play more texture and depth, but the real power and brutal message of 4,380 Nights rest with the three men in the Guantanamo setting. In her program notes, the playwright raises the question of how we will be perceived by our descendants. She feels her play is a cry for those who have endured unspeakable suffering. Seeing 4,380 Nights will force you to remember what is happening at Guantanamo Bay, even as divisive news coverage fades. The play continues at Signature Theater until February 18th. I'm Denise Pringle. Back to the news desk.
All right, thanks, Denise, and her spin on 4,380 nights at Signature Theater. Thanks, Denise. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Denise.
it. Here we go. As promised now, our News for Seniors file, right over here. Camera 2. Travel writer and editor Jess Moss will present a program sharing the stories and tips from her trips around the world, as well as websites and apps for booking and planning a trip. So you can join her on Tuesday, February 20 at 6:30 p.m. at Walter Reed Community and Senior Center and Park. They're located at 2909 16th Street South here in Arlington. They're asking for you to call and register for this one, although it is a free program, so give them a call at this number, 703-228-0955. Daniel.
Well, Craig, we were just talking about this segment. You hear about it all the time, but do you really know what the cloud is and where it goes? Who manages the cloud? Technology guru Nicholas England will answer questions about common cloud-based storage for computers and other wireless devices. That all takes place on Wednesday, February the 21st at 7 p.m. at the Arlington Male Community and Senior Center. That's located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street in Arlington, Virginia. Adele, this is important. Register for this free program at 703-228-7369 to learn about the cloud and who manages the cloud.
Who manages the cloud? Hopefully, Greenzilla, maybe?
Greenzilla.
Is there a cloud for Greenzillas? Also on our News for Seniors segment, Langston Brown Senior Center has been hosting a series of Ask a Nurse programs for the month of February. Registered nurse Joy Walker will answer questions about diabetes. The final program is scheduled for Thursday, February 22 at 11 in the morning at Langston Brown Community Center and Park. They're located at 2121 North Culpeper Street, right at the intersection of Culpeper and Lee Highway here in Arlington. To register for this free program, give them a call at this number. Should be on your screen and in your ear on the radio, 703-228-6300. Daniel.
Well, Craig, February is National Heart Health Month. There are ways to prepare affordable and healthy seafood dishes that are particularly good for the heart. A dietitian and nutrition expert from the Virginia Cooperative Extension will demonstrate recipes and cooking techniques. That all takes place on Wednesday, February the 21st. That's at 11 a.m. at the Walter Reed Community and Senior Center and Park, located 2909 16th Street South in Arlington, Virginia. Call up to sign up. That's at 703-228-0955. Correct.
And finally, Daniel, in our News for Seniors file, well, February is also Black History Month. Langston Brown Senior Center is planning a celebration luncheon with musical entertainment coming up on Friday, January, take 2, February 23rd at 11 in the a.m. portion of the day. That's at Langston Brown Community and Senior Center and Park at 2121 North Culpeper Street, right at the intersection of Culpeper and Lee Highway. There is a nominal charge of $6 for this one. They're asking you to call and register in advance. Give them a call at this number, 703-228-6300. And as always, thanks to Judy Basabny of OSAP, Office of Senior Adult Programs, for helping us out and sending us these announcements. We appreciate your efforts. Before we go to roll in, here's a reminder. You can email us at arlingtonweeklynews@gmail.com and let us know if there's something that you saw that you liked, or something that you saw that maybe you didn't like, or something that you didn't see that you'd like to see. Something like that. Let us know. We'd like to hear from you. Give us a call, or no, you can't give us a call. Well, maybe you can. I don't know. But on the cloud, you can give us a cloud call. And cloud. Check us out at arlingtonweeklynews@gmail, and we'd be glad to hear from you. Okay, we'll be back with sign off and bye-bye right after we check on Opera Nova, right? What?
Yeah. She killed it.
That was amazing.
Just drop the mic there.
Day
Beautiful.
Nikoi, the female soprano, and then Marquise Alexander, the male soprano.
That was crazy.
In their performance that they sang in tribute to Coretta Scott King, who is a soprano in her own right, and that was something else.
The first guy was incredible. I mean,
Marquise
how do you
Alexander,
sing like
I
that?
don't know that I've ever seen a
Wow.
male soprano like that, but amazing.
Yeah, that's very
So that
unique.
we offer you from Opera. Thank you, Opera Nova, for providing us a little class and culture here on this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. That's about it. We got to go. Anything else to add before we go, folks?
Peace.
Stay
Godzilla's
tuned for more
Godzilla.
drinking from
Greenzilla.
the fountain
Oh, yeah.
of green over there. Okay, that's it for this post-Valentine's Day edition of the Arlington Weekly News. We thank you for watching. Next week, we'll try it all again. If you're there, we'll be here. Have a safe week. Take care. Bye-bye.